people in this detention centre have got the golden ticket, an appointment on the CBP One app to apply for asylum in the United States. Here, immigration officials provide them with a 20-day pass to reach the US-Mexican border.
If people come to one of these centres, they are guaranteed that if their appointment is confirmed, they can travel within Mexico up to the border in any way they choose.
Carlos, a Cuban migrant, will be able to get to Brownsville, Texas.
First, it makes you legal. Second, you don't have to take so many risks. You can use safer, faster, more comfortable, more humane transports. We're thinking of going by plane.
While Carlos and his family can leave this evening, those with less luck could find themselves stranded for months in Villahermosa in southern Mexico. The capital of Tabasco has become a massive hub for irregular migrants. This Afghan family has been in Mexico for 4 months. 2 days ago, they were expelled from Tijuana, a city right on the US border.
When we reached in Tijuana and the police get us and they said, you come back to Villahermosa, in 4 days, I so cried. Because we really tried to go to near our borders of United States.
Afghanistan, Iran, Brazil, then Mexico. For 3 years, this family has been on the move, ever since the Taliban returned to power. The father of this young girl wrote us this message.
My daughter is a very good painter. They stopped her from studying for 3 years. The Taliban did not allow us to progress because we were Hazaras.
They can't leave the state unless approved by the app. Despite checking their status every day, their request is still pending.
Go outside of Villahermosa is very difficult. They know. It's the reason we are here.
Since the 23rd of August, CBP One has been available in Mexico's southern states. US authorities say this better controls migration and makes it safer. But there are 2 million irregular migrants in Mexico, and each day, only around 1,450 appointments are granted.
Even if these measures are put in place to prevent human trafficking, to keep people away from organized crime, the effect is completely counterproductive. The exact opposite happens. People wait for an appointment for months, and as they're stuck here with no access to education, health, or work, they get desperate, and they head for the border again.
Just being able to travel is vital for people seeking asylum. In Tenosique, a town 60 kilometers from the border with Guatemala, an infamous freight train nicknamed La Bestia has been replaced by a brand new high-speed line. Migrants used to sneak aboard the wagons to reach the north, but now they can't get close to the new Maya passenger train.
Before, migrants could climb the Bestia and reach Coatzacoalcos, but they can't do that any longer. So they need to look for other means, and that's where organised crime comes in. Gangs charge people money for transport, and people are kidnapped too.
The Mexican government provides transport to people with an asylum appointment in the US, as this footage from Tapachula in Chiapas shows. But in Tabasco, there are no such services.
Here, we have not organised any buses because there hasn't been demand for it.
But the reality on the ground in Tenosique tells a different story.
Yesterday, we looked after more than 200 people here and outside the shelter. Some had their appointments scheduled for the 15th of October, but the immigration officials don't know what to do with them. We've seen people miss their appointments because they couldn't afford to travel from here in the south to the north.
For hundreds of thousands of migrants waiting for an appointment, the days pass and anxiety increases. This Colombian family has been waiting 2 months. They rent this modest room with their savings and money earned from odd jobs.
Next to the shelter, there are people who sometimes hire us. But they pay migrants less, between 15 euros and 17 euros per day.
Jaime and his family want to get to the US as fast as possible because they're worried about the outcome of the presidential election.
We are concerned that if Trump comes to power, CBP One could be axed.
If this family can't make it to the US, Mexico could be the alternative. But the violence, extortion, kidnapping and corruption that plague Mexico mean that for most migrants, the United States of America is still the promised land.